Today, we were up to one of the most important matches in tennis history, and the outcome was surely not the expected one. I think pretty much all of us were expecting a tough 4 or 5 setter, but Daniil Medvedev dominated Novak Djokovic to deny him his Golden Slam and what would have been a record-breaking 21st Grand Slam. So how did Medvedev do it? What did he do differently to the 26 opponents that had all lost against Djokovic in Grand Slam this year? Well, surely the key in those two first sets was how dominant Medvedev was on his service games. Amazing precision on his serve, with Djokovic having so many difficulties to read his serve. Apart from 2 service games at the beginning of the second set, Medvedev dominated Djokovic on his serve. On the other side, Djokovic did not serve as good as he would have wanted to and had a very bad start, being broken in the first game of the first set. Something that made him go always from behind in the scoreline, adding pressure to the already insane pressure he had on this match on itself. And pressure was one of the keys of the match, as for the first time we saw Djokovic being overwhelmed in pressure. In the few key moments of the match, you could feel Djokovic was especially nervous, even missing some very easy shots. There were 3 or 4 occasions where Medvedev played a bad drop shot and Djokovic missed an easy shot. All of these misses in important moments. The pressure was just too much even for Novak Djokovic. Also, one of the things that stood out to me was how Djokovic, who is tactically a genius on court, possibly the smartest guy in the tour, he always figures out how to adapt his game to win a match. In this match, Djokovic looked completely lost from midway in the second set till the end of the match. In the first set, although he lost his first service game, you could see how he had clear ideas on court, with good changes of direction and very good approaches to the net. But as the match went on, he was not able to figure out how to win points against Medvedev. The Russian, who was solid as always, did not give Djokovic angles to work with. He played very long, with such amazing movement and defense, and made Djokovic struggle so much to win points with his shots. Djokovic had very few forehand winners in the match. One of his best shots, which is the backhand down the line, it was not doing the damage it normally does. In the second and third set, Djokovic was not as effective at the net. In conclusion, Medvedev was so good at neutralizing Djokovic at all aspects of the game. He struggled to close the match in the third set, but overall I think his performance was absolutely magnificent. If there was a key moment of the match, it was at the beginning of the second set, where Djokovic in a game had love 40 on the return and had chances in 2 of those break points. And in the next game, Djokovic had another break point and was so unlucky that the music went off in middle of a point he was in control over. Those were the moments where the pressure normally doesn't get into Djokovic, but it did today. And also credit to Medvedev, who was able to play those moments well. At the end, it was just not meant to be for Djokovic today. Surely one of the things that stuck out the most is how much love did Djokovic receive by the New York crowd. Something that he himself didn't expect, and was very emotional at the end of the match talking about it. Normally the New York crowd goes against Djokovic in pretty much all of his matches, but today I think pretty much all of them thought they were gonna witness history, what would have been the most important victory in the history of tennis. So although at some moments of the match there was part of the crowd who was disrespectful, it was beautiful to see Djokovic being supported by the New York crowd in such a way. So we will have to wait for that 21st Grand Slam, and if there was a player who deserved the first Grand Slam title in the tour, it was surely Daniil Medvedev, who is probably the toughest guy mentally from the young generation of players in the tour. And winning a first Grand Slam at 25, I think it's pretty obvious we have on our hands what is a future multiple Grand Slam champion. You never know how many, but what is for sure is that his level on the hard courts is absolutely exceptional. He's one of the toughest guys to beat, and no matter who is in front of him, he always makes things so difficult for his opponent. So I'm actually very happy for Daniil, who I consider a very charismatic guy, always very honest and straightforward in his interviews, and someone who is going to be a very entertaining character for tennis in future years. It was sad though seeing Djokovic being overwhelmed by the pressure, and he was already saying it in his interviews. He wanted to take things match by match, and talking about records in almost every single interview he's been in the last couple of months, it did not help him at all. But knowing Novak Djokovic, I'm sure he will be back. He will need some time to recover from this defeat. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if Djokovic decided to not play for the rest of the season. Hopefully it's not the case, but he has gone through so many emotions in the second part of the season, and emotionally it's surely one of the most heartbreaking defeats of his career. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If that's the case, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more great tennis content like this. I will be uploading a video every single week, so you don't want to miss it. Let me know your thoughts of the match in the comments. I will be reading you all, and hopefully I will be seeing you guys in my next video. Peace!